Okay, now that you have this right here and hopefully your little tail tucked in there, if you haven't got this made and you are watching this video, please see the link in the description below and it will take you to this center part right here. Okay, welcome back. Now that you picked one of your favorite snowflakes to do with me, hopefully we're going to be working the rest of them as well. So now that we finished our center, remember I said all the centers are going to look the same way here. So we are now going to chain one. And now this is going to be a little complicated because we're going to be growing things out, working on stitches on top of each other. But as long as you pay attention, I'll go as slow as I can. You can always rewind back and watch it over again. So no worries, okay? No worries. Because in this video, there's only going to be one round to do, but it might take a little bit, okay? I will work the whole thing all the way around with you. So we're going to chain one, and we're going to put a single crochet in that same space right there. We're now going to put a single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. That's going to give us 4 single crochets there. Okay. Now we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Skip the next 2 stitches. 1, 2. And in this chain space right here, remember we made this little chain space, I'm going to be working 2 double crochets in here. 1 and 2. Now I'm going to chain 3. We're going to put a double crochet in top of the last stitch we made, which is right here. We're going to do that 4 more times. So that's 1, 2, 3. That gives us 2 right there. Another chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Double crochet in top of the last stitch made. Once again, do the same thing. That's how many do we have there? 1, 2, 3, 4. One more of those. Now we are going to put a slip stitch in top of this, where we started, this chain right here. So we're going, well, it is a chain. It's considered a chain. It's just, you're working chain 3 DC, chain 3 DC. You're still making a chain right there, okay? So we are going to put a slip stitch right in top of, anywhere really you can put your slip stitch is fine. It's okay. No one's going to judge you if you can't find the right spot. But you're going to be literally putting a slip stitch in the first stitch right there. Or that last double crochet, however you want to look at it. Where you put your first DC. Basically, just put a slip stitch in that spot. Okay? It's all good. Just put it in that spot so that way you can make your little loop. Okay? Don't make it any harder than anything has to be. So now we are going to chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to put a double crochet right in where we put that slip stitch. Chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3. Put a double crochet right in top of that last double crochet that we made. Now we're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to kind of grab it with your pinky and your ring finger and pull it back, because that way it gets out of the way. We're going to put a slip stitch right in top of that double crochet we made right there. Okay. Now we are going to do that once again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Grab it and put it right in. You should have like a little spot made where you put that last slip stitch. Chain 3 again, chain 6 again. We're going to put a slip stitch right in that same spot once again. Okay, let me lay that down for you here. You can kind of see it. Let me pull this out. Okay, so you can see that we have a little bit. Once we pin it, you'll be able to open it all up and kind of arrange it how you would like it to look. Okay, which, by the way, I will have a video to pin all these. I will make a separate video for how to use Elmer's glue to stiffen them, okay? But my client just needs them simply blocked because she's going to be putting them in clay. So I'll show you a simple, easy pinning, and then I'll do another one, and we'll do the glue one together, okay? To stiffen them for your tree. So now we have our, right here so far, we have 4 single crochets, our chain 3, and in the little chain space we have 2 double crochets, and then on top of that last double crochet there, we chained 3, put a DC, chain 3, put a DC on that one, chain 3, put a DC on that one, chain 3, put a DC there, chain 3, put a DC there, and then after we made our last set, remember we did 5 of those, there was a slip stitch right at the top of this double crochet right here. We then chained 3, put a DC on top of that stitch, chain 3, put a DC on top of that stitch. And on top of this stitch, we put a chain 6 and a slip stitch, a chain 6 and a slip stitch, a chain 6 and a slip stitch. I know. Who would have thought it's so hard to make a snowflake? So I think that's why everyone's different, because they're just so hard to make one. Why would you want to duplicate them? Okay, let's keep moving on. Now we have this space right here, which is a double crochet, and we have this space right here, which is a double crochet. So wiggle your hook in there to open that up. Okay, you can see it has we created a little loop with that chain 3 and that double crochet. So we're going to be putting 2 single crochets right around this double crochet right here in that loop that we made. 1 and 2. Now we have that second one. Okay, you can see the chain and then the double crochet. You're going to be doing a 2 single crochet around that one as well. Now it's going to be fun. We're going to be putting, because you can see that we kind of made, with all of our slip stitches and everything in there, we have a little hole right there. If you follow this loop up, you should have a space right here. If you don't, just put a slip stitch anywhere you can right in this area, okay? It's all good. Don't overstress on things, okay? If you can get that in there and it looks good to the eye, perfect, okay? Absolutely perfect. So you can see that my little spot right there is growing a little bit. So now what we're going to do is we are going to do those wonderful chain 3 DC. Once again, so 1, 2, 3. We're going to be putting a DC in there. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. putting a DC in top of there. I just realized we're only supposed to be doing that 4 times, but we're doing it 5 times now. 1, 2, 3. We're supposed to be doing it 5 times. Yeah. Well, we're doing 5 in the pattern here with me. So the pattern itself just goes to show I don't read my own patterns either. The pattern says do this 4 times. I'm doing it 5 times, so I'm going to just do it 5 times with you. But you can do it 4 times if you want. I'm doing it 5. Your next one, you can do it 4. It's all good. So now we're going to keep going. Do 1, 2, 3. Put a double crochet there. See if you make a boo-boo. Just kind of roll with it. Just remember you did that boo-boo so you can recreate it if you need to. No one's going to judge. No one's going to know. Would you have known if I would have mentioned it? No, probably not, unless you read the pattern. So now that we have our 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, remember, the pattern actually calls for 4 of those. I'm going to put a slip stitch right in where my center is right there. And I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. And I am going to skip the side of here, skip the stitch and skip the stitch, so skip 2 stitches, put a single crochet in each of the next 6 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're going to chain 3 and we're going to do a little review real quick so you can see it. I'm going to take out my hook here. So you can see that we have a little, see that? Isn't that cute? So you're supposed to be doing 4 there, but it's okay. I'm going to do 5. Okay. So as you can see, it's going to equal, we're going to be doing that same shape in each one of the little bloops right there. Okay. So let's go again. Should be a little bit easier this time since we know what we're doing, kind of. I'm going to be skipping 2 stitches and putting 2 DC in that chain space. This one I'll go slow, and then the other 4 I'll probably go a little bit faster. So after this, we're going to chain 3, put a DC in top of that stitch right there. We're going to do that 4 more times, unless you're choosing to make 4 of them instead of 5. Okay, come on. 2, 3, DC in top. 1, 2, 3. DC in top there. Now we're going to put a slip stitch right in top of that last, or that DC right there. Now we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, put a double crochet in that chain space, or that little slip stitch space right there. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, put a DC in top of that last stitch we made. Now we're going to chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember, use your pinky and your ring finger, pull it back if you can. And we're going to be putting a slip stitch in top of that last DC that we made there. chain 6 again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, put a slip stitch in top of that last DC we made once again, same things, chain 6, putting a slip stitch in top of that last stitch once again. That gives us our 3 little loops. So now we're going to open up where we put our, come on, where are you at? Where are you at? I'm trying to find it. It's somewhere right there. Well, we'll just carry on because this might happen to you. So we're just going to put a single crochet in where we can. And put another single crochet in, that try to get it right next to it. Oh, I made it and I didn't even know I did. So then we're going to put 2 single crochets in the next one. And we're going to put a slip stitch right where we were doing our slip stitches. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, double crochet inside there, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, double crochet in there, 1, 2, 3, double crochet in top of that last stitch we made there, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, put a double crochet in top of that once again, chain 3, and put a double crochet in top of that same thing again. Now we're going to join all that and make our loop with a slip stitch right inside there. We're going to chain our 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to skip the side of this double crochet and skip the first stitch, skip the second stitch, put a single crochet in each of the next 6 stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's look at what we've gotten so far. Isn't that just so cute? Okay. Once again, we're going to be doing the same thing in this little loop. This time I'm going to go a little faster. 3. Remember, we skipped the 2, put 2 double crochets in there. We're chaining 3, double crochet, chain 3, putting a double crochet, chain 3, double crochet, chain 3. Got 3 there? Yeah, I thought I had an extra. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and put a double crochet right there. Now we're going to join that all and make a loop with a slip stitch in top of that double crochet right there. Remember, just make sure you put your hook into at least grab 2 loops from this spot. Okay, if you can't find exact space, just try to make a nice center location, and then remember that so you can always work from that location, because that way it'll kind of be centered. Okay, now we're chaining 3, putting a DC in that same spot where we put our slip stitch, chain 3, putting a double crochet in top of that last double crochet we made. Now we're going to chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, grab it and put a slip stitch in top of that double crochet, that last double crochet we made, so chain 6 again, putting a slip stitch in top of that same one again. Chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Slip stitch in top of that same one again. Now we're going to put two, we got this widened already, so we're going to put two double crochet or two single crochets right in here. 1, 2, two single crochets around the next one. 1, 2, and in that next little spot right there where we've been joining everything, put a slip stitch. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, DC in same spot, chain 3, and where we're building that chain, DC in top of that stitch, chain 3, DC in top of that stitch, chain 3, DC in top of that stitch, chain 3, DC in top of that stitch. Now we're going to put a single slip stitch right at the base where we made our little chain there. You can see it kind of opens up right there. Okay, going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Once again, skip the side of the double crochet, skip 2 stitches, put a single crochet in each of the next 6 stitches. Chain 3, skipping 2 stitches and putting 2 double crochets in that little loop there. Chaining 3, putting a DC in there. We're going to be doing that 4 more times after this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's our last one there. Now we're going to be putting a slip stitch in top of that last DC right there we made. Remember, just grab 2 loops. It's all good. 2, 3. Putting a double crochet in that same spot right there. Chain 3. Putting a double crochet in that spot. Now we're going to chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, grab it and put a slip stitch in top of that last double crochet that we made. Doing another chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, slip stitch in that same spot there. Chain 6, a slip stitch in that same spot, now we're going to put 2 single crochets around this one and 2 single crochets around this one, just same as before. The difficulty in these is the maneuverability we have to be with our hands. That to me is the hardest part. So now we're going to slip stitch in here. We're going to be chaining 3, 1, 2, 3, putting a double crochet in that stitch or that same spot, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. DC in top of that one, chain 3, double crochet on top, chain 3, double crochet on top, DC, or sorry, chain 3 and then double crochet on top. We're going to put a take all that and we're going to put slip stitch right at the base there. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. This is hurting my thumb with this brace on, so I'm going to take that off. Oh, it's too tight to do that. Don't worry, I'll relax it later. I'm trying to treat it good. Trying to go easily on that. On my thumb there. So we're going to skip the side of this, skip the first stitch, skip the second stitch, and single crochet in each of the next 6 stitches there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Chain 3. Doing that whole entire thing all over again. Right there, putting the 2 double crochets. Now we're going to chain 3, double crochet, chain 3, double crochet, chain 3, putting our double crochet, chain 3, a DC there, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, putting a double crochet again. Let me count how many I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, if you're following the pattern, I only mentioned do that 4 times, but video I'm doing it 5 because I messed up. So now we're chaining 3. The same concept, it's just I added 1. Put a double crochet in that spot right there, chain 3, double crochet on top of our last stitch made. We're going to do our 6th chain, slip stitch in top of the stitch, our last DC right there. Chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Slip stitch in that stitch again, chain 6. See, it gets easier once you know kind of what you're doing. It does get easier and quicker. I'm going to put 2 single crochets around that double crochet there. Put 2 single crochets around that one. Slip stitch once again right there. Now we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Put a double crochet in that same spot. Chain 3. Double crochet in that same spot there. Chain 3. Double crochet, chain 3, double crochet, chain 3, double crochet. See how many we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna put a slip stitch right there once again for our little loop. Gonna chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Skip the side, skip 2 stitches, do a single crochet in each of the next 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Chain 3, putting a 2 DC in that little chain space right there. Going to chain 3, DC, 3, and chain 3, chain 3, double crochet, chain 3, double crochet. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're doing that last time there. Going to put a slip stitch in top of that first double crochet right there. I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, DC, that same spot, chain 3, DC in top of that last stitch. We're going to do our chain 6s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, slip stitch in top of that last double crochet there, chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, slip stitch in top of that last stitch there. I didn't quite get it in the right spot, that's why I was a little tight there. That's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and put it there in that top there. That gives us our little 3 loops. Now we're on the side of the double crochet. Remember, we're putting our 2 singles in the next one. Going to put a slip stitch, that little space right there. Now we're going to make our last little big loop. Oh, that's funny. So we're going to chain 3, put a double crochet in that same spot, chain 3, DC in top of our last stitch made, chain 3, DC in top of our last stitch, chain 3, and a DC, 2, 3, 4, one more, 1, 2, 3, DC in top there, and we're going to join it with a slip stitch right in that space. Going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip the side, skip 2 stitches. We're going to put a single crochet in each one of the last 3 stitches there, and we're going to join. Oh, how many did there? Oops, sorry, we're only doing 2 there. 2 stitches, because we have 4 here. We need a total of 6. So we're skipping the side, skipping 2 stitches, putting 2 single crochets in there, and then we're going to join with a slip stitch into that first one. We're going to fasten off. Remember, if you're using vintage thread, to be careful. Nicely, we have lots of places we can hide tuck our tail in really nice and easily. I will have pinning videos for you to watch, and then one video that will show how to stiffen them with Elmer's glue. Okie dokie here. There we go. Isn't that cute? Now after it's all stiffened, you can just add a little hook right up here or a little anchor right up here and do your thing. But isn't that cute? And when you pin it, you can manipulate the face and everything so that way it's not as scrunched. Because it's not my usual skull right here, so you do have to manipulate it just a tad. But it's all adorable. Okay, I will see you at the next snowflake.